Well, I had my camera lens on. So here's the AMX. I'm back onto the back. I re-welded all this, put some primer on it. So I'm sorting it out right now. I'll pull the rubber out of here and get this all painted or primed. There's my new carpet. Looks good. Have to protect that. But I'll get this done. Get all around this window. I finished this yesterday. I managed to get all my trim badges off of there. Only broke one pin, so that's not so bad. Found a little dent here in the top. Here's the epoxy primer. It hardened real good. I was having a lot of trouble with the gun spitting on me, but it looks good. Got a couple little places left in it, but basically this is all done. So I'm going to try to get this side here primered and around my window and the trunk. So that's a plan for today. Everything's looking good. So while I'm working on this, I'm thinking. Now, I had a friend of mine. He's got a big shop down here a few blocks away. I'm just wondering if this video is any good at all. I'll try to get a little different view. There's the inside. My wife cleaned up the seats here and the door panels. I've got to paint all them, but I'm going to set you up here with a little bit of a video. I've got some news. Well, I don't know how good this is, but I'm sitting inside the car. At least I'll get rid of a lot of the noise and windmill noise and this and that, and people walking by. But one of the things that I know I need to do for this channel is find me a shop. I'm out here working in my driveway, and that's really, under the best of circumstances, is not a real good situation. Anyway, I had a friend of mine that I used to have a shop next to a tire shop, and I built a 5-window Dodge Coupe there, and 24 Chrysler with a blown Hemi in it, and I had another T-bucket with a blown Hemi, and it got stolen. Anyway, this was a friend of mine, and I didn't really think much of his mechanic abilities, but he seemed to be an honest fella, and he was cheerful. He was trying hard, and was always a big admirer of mine. And turned out that he leased a place over here 10 years ago, and I never did see him again because I got busy traveling around the world and this and that. So he just came by, I don't know, a month ago. Come by, and I just happened to see him. He was visiting somebody else, and hey, what are you doing? Blah blah blah. Well, it turns out there's this little junkyard mechanic place down here. It's big, you know. He must have 40-50 cars in there. He's got a tow truck business. Anyway, he got a nice business in there. You know, he's got 4 or 5 lifts and all kinds of tools and welders and this and that and the other thing. Nice fellow. Anyway, he says, you know, we need to do something. I go, yeah, sure. Well, I need a shop. Well, he come over a couple days ago and says, oh, you know, there's a 4-car garage shop over there, and you know, I got your deal on it, $400 a month. And I'm going, yeah, well, good, you know, I mean. So today I went over and looked at it. Sure enough, I get 4 cars in there. Probably 2 real comfortably, maybe 3, and have plenty of room to walk around and work. Not the nicest place in the world, but it's tall and it's got everything there, you know, electric, hot water, cold water. And as I'm walking back through it, it's in the very back of this big giant place. Man, and I'm seeing all of these 1925, 26, 27, 30s trucks. I mean, he's got, there was like 4 Mack trucks out there, C-cab Mack trucks. Now, these things are rare. I hardly ever even seen them, and I'm 70 years old. Turned out that the landlord's an old guy like me. He's got a lot of property around here, and we hit it off. And he started showing me through all of his stashes, and we opened up this one place, and he's got, oh God, I don't know, 20 things in there. He's got a 1952 road, you know, those big roller things they flatten asphalt with. He says it runs and drives, and he's got a 24 Chevrolet in there and a 25 and 2 or 3 30 stuff and some C cabs, and I'm amazed. I'm telling you, he's got enough stuff over there. My wife goes, man, this should be a museum. Well, it probably should, you know. But he's got all kinds of stuff in there. I mean, very valuable stuff. Big trucks, little trucks, pickups. He apparently just likes trucks. A nice fella. Well, anyway, we made a deal on this place, $400 a month, and he pays electricity. And I'm telling you, I don't know where you guys live or what it's like, but here in California, that's unheard of. You know, you pay $400 for a place to park your car, much less a 4-car garage. And my buddy's there, and he must have 20 or 30 different motors and transmissions and piles and piles and piles of wheels and tires and mufflers and pipe and 4 or 5 welders, and everybody wants me to get in there and help do my own thing. Nobody's wanting any profit from me. They just want me around and have my advice. And so anyway, I'm still just flabbergasted. There's got to be $1 million worth of stuff over there. I'm telling you, $1 million worth of stuff. When I go to build these projects, I got to go on the internet, and I got to dig around on Craigslist and eBay and this and that and the other thing, and find a frame and then get it shipped, and then you find some kind of body and get it shipped. There's whole cars in there, and he says they ran and drove in there and been parked. And he's telling me, yeah, I used to take this one to Reno. I've been to Reno 4 or 5 times. Well, that's about 300 miles from here. It's a long drive. And a 26 Chevy truck. He's got dump trucks and, you know, 1/2 ton and 1 ton. He's just got tons of stuff over there. It boggles my mind. Back in the back there, he's got a 1956 Plymouth Savoy. Now, I'm not sure if that was the Savoy had a Hemi in it, but we dug around back there and got the door open, looked at it. Man, the interior's good. The only thing it's missing is a radio. It's not beat up. It's not rusted up. It's got all glass in it. That's just one of the things, you know. I got enough stuff there, that projects that I don't have to buy now, you know. I don't have to go spend $7,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 to buy a project. Here's the one right there. and we can make a deal that I'll fix it up and we'll split the profit when we're done. So I don't have any money in the project. The only money I would have would be for parts and fixing it and paint and my labor. But you know, when you got a free $10,000 project and you fix it up and you sell it for $25,000 and you make $7,000, there's $7,000 there that you made with no investment. You know, a couple $1,000s for paint and materials, and it's walking distance. It's walking distance, I'm telling you. It's I'll make another video. I'll go through some of that stuff and I'll show you some of the projects that I'm going to have. And of course I'll have stuff like this AMX here, and I've got the Roadrunner. See, that's what I'm going to do. I just take the Roadrunner over there right away, and I can put it up on jack stands, and I can get up under there and put that transmission in. It's kind of difficult trying to do it in your driveway on crappy jack stands and this and that and the other thing. It's a pain. But anyway, now I got a 4-car shop. I still can't believe it, you know, $400. I didn't even take, you know, I got old work clothes on. It turns out the old guy's like my age. I told him, well, you know, blah, blah, blah. I had heart failure. Oh, yeah, me too. Well, he's a sick old guy, too, but he's been collecting this stuff for 50 years. And he works on it all himself, you know, and all runs and drives. He says, I'm not much of a body man. Well, it don't look like anything's been touched, but it's all mechanically good. And it'd be no trouble at all for me, with my knowledge of the internet and buying and selling this stuff, to buy up some of this stuff and sell it. So, you know, that's this channel is going to take off, I'm telling you. I may not be the most interesting fellow in the world, but I just got some of the most interesting projects that I've ever seen. Some of them I'll probably keep for myself, you know, and that's not counting my buddy who's got another 20 or 30 cars in there that this needs a motor, that needs this. I found a nice Chevy truck. I found a 2 or 3 Z cars, Nissan Z cars. There's a 240 ZX in there, needs a motor. Well, so what? You know, easy to put a motor in something like that. I mean, I've got more stuff over there that, you know, I'm 70 years old. If I worked on that shit for 20 years, I could work the rest of my life and never have to look on the internet again for any kind of a project. I got more stuff over there than I could possibly ever use. And he's got about 10 or 15 cars, pretty nice cars. There's a little Nash Rambler over there, it didn't have a motor in it. There's some 3 or 4 Chevrolet, you know, like 1958 to 65 step side pickups that are in good shape. This is not a bunch of rust. You know, these things are, you get them running and driving and leave them like there is. Take them to any car show, everybody love them, you know. It just it boggles my mind that this would happen. It would happen now, just whenever I needed it. I need to have a shop. Summer's coming. There's a lot of people out there with projects that, you know, this COVID crap, you know, killed a lot of people's jobs, and projects are up for sale. And summer's coming, and it won't be hard at all to sell this stuff. So anyway, I just give you a little heads up here on the channel. I'll probably put this video too in a separate playlist, whether I'll put it in this AMX. But I was just sitting there thinking, I don't even know what to think. You know, there's so much stuff and so much possibilities. You know, there's at least $1 million worth of stuff over there just sitting there. Nobody even knows it's there. He probably even forgot that he had it. He was proud as a is a mother with a newborn baby, man. He opened all of his locks and showed me stuff. He must have 10 or 15 big storage containers, and he opened up 3 or 4 looking for an air compressor for me. Motors, transmissions, fenders. He's got one container there that he must have 35 or 40 Model A, Model B, Ford fenders. I mean, I have no idea what all's there. I mean, I was over there for 2 hours looking at it and just like a kid in a candy store from one thing to another thing. Oh yeah, that one drives. I drove it in here and been here 4 years. It runs good. Start right up. We put a battery in it, it'll fire right up. And it was the same story on everything. I mean, this is not a bunch of worn out old junk. Well, probably to some people that's exactly what it is, a bunch of worn out old junk. But to other people that are interested in classic cars and antique cars, and boy, you know, I see these barn finds on YouTube and they got a whole bunch of stuff, closed dealership, and there's a bunch of expensive cars in there. But I'm telling you, man, this is my barn find of a lifetime, and it's been next door for 10 years. So we're going to have a lot of interesting things coming up, so please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell wherever it's at. And you're going to get lots of content out of me. I'm still alive and still kicking and smarter than I ever was, so wish me luck, and you're going to get to see a lot of good stuff coming up. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Well, that's it. I did the roof. Looks real good. I can't really see nothing in it. Rain's coming soon. But, and I used up the very last of this kind of the primer. Got it good all around the window here. Got all the trunk. I've got just this one little corner left. I primered this all pretty good inside. So looks like it's all done. I was going to put this epoxy primer on, but I figured I'd go ahead and put what was left to that. So looks like 1 gallon. Well, 1.5 gallons covered the whole car. So I'm looking forward to